Why are we seeing a rise in teenage pregnancies?
So this one starts from way back. It's not something that is starting today.
Like it's been happening,
It's
yeah.
been happening, but probably people have not been capturing this.
Yeah.
And we thank God, of late we've been having easy access to social media, so at least people are able to at least see what's going on mashinani. Na unakuta sasa people are woke, and you find out that even now in the deepest end of the Kenyan diaspora, let me call it diaspora, you find out that people are able to access smartphones. So we used not to hear about this. Why? Because they didn't have access to this. And I would say there is also lack of parental presence, whereby the kids are left to take care of other kids. So after taking care of other kids, what happens? Yeah, they take care of themselves, and somebody will take advantage of them. So that's how it happens. But this has been there.
So lack of parental presence.
Yes.
Now I'm looking at 15 to 19 years.
Okay.
Who are these people who are taking advantage of them?
If you check the data, well, you'll find out that our mostly family members. That's the saddest part. And I would say, besides that, the highest percentage comes from the family members. Because unasikia sijui jomba sijui kafanya nini, babu sijui alikuwa anafanya nini, Sasa hivi I saw something saying that I don't know whether it's approved or it was just stories, where they said that it's okay for a cousin to marry a cousin.
Yeah, I saw that as well. Yeah,
I don't know, and I believe there was at some point where you're still growing up and in adolescence, unakuta like there is that attractive cousin of yours, so sijui kama hizo opportunities zikiwa sasa hivi, how people would behave, and it's not a good thing at some point. So it's just family ndo inaanzia hapo. Stranger would only happen when the kid is out of sight, and most of the time you find out it's holiday. Maybe ameenda kwa wenzake, maybe it's partying, especially for those in towns. So mi naona inaanzia pale kwa familia.
As it starts in the family.
Yes.
As because their parents, you know, I'm assuming their parents.
Yeah.
How should the parent guard this young person?
So I don't know how early some parents start talking to their kids about how they should be taking care of themselves and who not to do what to them. Because I was at a place, and what we encourage the kids not to do, or a child when still young not to do, anko amekuja. Okay, I know it's modern society, yes, but remember, we don't know, if you don't live with a person close to you, you don't know their behavior well, and you find out that probably huyu mtoto amekuja and then amemuona akamrukia, ama niseme colleague, ameka ofisini akamuona yule male colleague, so ile kumuona male colleague akamrukia. Sasa what does the male colleague do? Anamchukua na mweka mapajani. So you see, we don't encourage kids to do that, because they're still young, they still don't know what happens or how somebody is, and especially to strangers. We shouldn't allow the strangers, especially, even it's not a good thing that we allow. You start talking to the child on kubebo with a stranger, because they should know the limit. So they are young, you should tell them it's good to greet people, it's good to be social and all that, but there is a limit to what they're supposed to be doing. I'm talking about a kid who is 7 years old. They already know what's good, they already know what's bad, because anajua nikifanya hivi nimefanya vibaya. But if you start inculcating these things to them at an early age, it gives you an easy work to even talk about sexual issues. So the moment wazazi wa zamani, you'd find out our parents who wouldn't dare. They wouldn't dare do that. But right now there is a privilege that the kids are exposed if you don't expose them. So you better expose them before they get exposed. Yes.
Could it be an issue na wazazi pengine na vile ambavyo wana communicate na watoto wao? Because I had a case ambapo mzazi ameambia mtoto wake usilale na mwanaume. So huyu msichana akaenda na mwanaume, lakini wakasimama, wakafanya ngono kama wamesimama, na msichana akapata ujauzito. So mama alivyoanza, a true story, na mama alivyoanza complain akamwambia, lakini uliniambia nisilale na mwanaume na hatukulala.
It's the how.
Because unajua pia huko nyanjani pia kuna vile wazazi, unajua sometimes ukiangalia watu wa town kidogo wanaelewa hizi vitu. Lakini kule nje mzazi nadhania kuna assumption kwamba either teachers wamemaliza hiyo kazi, so yeye yupo tu, ama aongee mafumbo awachie hivyo. Maana kuna ile dhana kwamba ukiongelesha mtoto ni kama kuna vitu, sijui wazazi wetu wamekuwa vipi, kwamba wanaona it's a taboo.
How should a parent actually start talking to I'm not even saying talking about intimacy. Like how should parents talk to kids on how to, you've mentioned the whole thing about not getting close to relatives or friends, you know, what else should they do in relation to what Ghana is asking?
If I had Ghana right, he was talking about how should the parent communicate to the kids so that at least they can get the information that is required from them, or rather give it out there. So you see, this is a sensitive topic on how the kids should be handling themselves, and it also depends on the relationship between the parent and the kid. And if you look back, then we used to say what a parent says goes. I had a scenario yesterday whereby a kid told the dad that I'm not coming to see you because I don't feel okay, I don't feel safe, I feel deprived. And in this modern world, you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't force a kid to go with you because they would vanish or you wouldn't see them again. So it also depends on how harsh or how safe does a child feel around you. So that way you would impact, or you would spark that communication between you and the child that you're having. So apparently I would say that the parent need to be also sensitized on how to communicate with their kids. Yes, the kid is yours, but do you know how to maintain them? Do you know how to take care of them? Because that's becoming an issue at some point. So I would say it is a collective responsibility, especially to the organizations and of course even the media. And I'm not leaving out the radio, like in generally, like this should be said like any other topic. Vile ambavyo watu wanazungumzia mpox, wanazungumzia coronavirus, wanazungumzia HIV and AIDS, this topic should be talked because it will save a lot of kids. The parents are not talking to them well, most of them.
Oh, okay. Swali langu linakuja hapa. Is it that pengine wazazi wa kileo, kina sisi tumekulia kwenye misingi tofauti, so kile kitu ambacho tunataka kufikisha kwa mtoto aweze kusoma na aelewe, yeye hakipokei vizuri kwa sababu sisi tunatumia msingi wa vile ambavyo tumekuwa, hiyo strictness na nini. So mtoto hawezi comprehend chenye tunamwambia according to world ya sasa. Mtoto ako world nyingine na mzazi ako dunia nyingine.
Absolutely. So I would give a certain example. Let me say you call me to your place of work. This is your area of expertise, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't call you to my place of work and tell you to do what I do before enlightening you on what to do, right? So I would say the same thing is happening right now. You totally have to learn the kid. Again, you bore them, yes. You brought them on earth, yes. But now they're in a different environment that we grew up in. We used to sit at that one house to watch a television. Right now, the kid doesn't even need the television. They just need a phone, and they're done. They don't even want you around. Ukimpatia tu simu, si unaonaga mtoto anakuweka tu kando, like they're done. So that means we need to get back and actually see the generation that we are raising is totally different. They're so exposed. They're so sharp. Kwa sababu utakuta labda pale kwa vitabu hayuko, lakini ingia mambo mengine, the kid is so good. We didn't have such opportunities, yes. But now we need also to change our mentality on how we bring up these kids. Ndio unakuta mtoto amefika around 18 years. The kid doesn't even still know exactly what they want to do. Kwa sababu they were not told these things early enough. Hawakuambiwa kabisa. hawakuambiwa, so unakuta like they grew up, wacha nimalize shule manake nimeambiwa niende shule. But if they're given that opportunity of even expressing what they want, what they have inside, having such conversations really build them in that ile mentality yao nobody can take advantage of, because they already know I want to be this and my parents supports, and there is nobody who can take that away from me.
You've mentioned the phone, because I see it happen a lot. Oftentimes you give them a phone, or you give them a tablet, more so to just shut them up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. You're like, unalia sana, shikai. Yeah.
That shouldn't be the case.
Shikai. We do that.
That shouldn't
you
be
know?
the case.
And then now you're in the same room with your kids, but totally in different spaces. Hako kwa tablet yake, mi niko kwa phone yangu, ama niko kwa screen, the other person is also doing the same thing, and these are members of one family. So we don't really get time to bond. We don't have a moment of switch everything off. Can we talk?
That is what is happening right now, and that's where the issue starts.
What responsibility does the young person listening have to themselves? Because at some point a parent has to also say, I'm handing you over, mi nimemaliza.
Okay. So the responsibility that this young person has, for them to at least maneuver in this current world, they have to like take care of themselves in terms of this should start as early as the kid is young.
Yeah.
By telling them how to place their things. So they play with toys. You should tell them to place them somewhere. So that means if you tell them to remove their clothes, they're going to shower. They know that I'm not supposed to be putting them down, or rather leaving them down. So another thing is that how they take care of the things that they have. Do they value them? So the moment they start valuing the things that they have, then that means whatever they'll be having inside of them will be of value. So besides that, also we can also tell them on self hygiene, whereby in the hygiene part you find out that if they don't like, let me say, whatever they're having within themselves, from the way they dress, from the way they present themselves, there'll be that standard that they'll be raising, and that bar that they'll be having. So they would attract people of the same mindset, so that they start interacting with people who actually are in the same line with them. And then you find out that they should also be having, they have the responsibility to choose wise friends, because with friends, it's say that they'll make them or break them. If you don't find good friends, then I don't think whether these kids will go far, or this young adult will go far. Now you find out that if I'm looking at a scenario whereby the kid is not responsible enough, you'd find out that they don't care what the parent thinks. So they would leave the house without permission. They would go anywhere, and whatever happens to them happens. But you tell the kid that I give you the responsibility in that you're supposed to be taking care of yourself. Yes, you are allowed to go places that are in line with your age. Yes. And the only thing that I request of you is probably to ask for permission to go there, because with the permission now the kid knows that I can go places. I'm free to do this, but I have the limit of not doing what, at what time, and at what place.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like a curfew.
Yeah.
I mean, curfew is important. There's a question here. Good morning. This is Ma from Maria Kani. My question is about single parenthood. So children of single parents may likely experience emotional and behavioral health challenges such as anxiety, fear of abandonment, and mental illness. They may also be more likely to engage in high-risk behaviors. How can the parents remedy this?
So at some point, I usually feel like both the parent and the kids are supposed to be undergoing therapy. It's not bad. You see, with the Africans, if you talk about therapy, they're like, you want me to talk about my problem with somebody else? They don't see it as something which is easy. And I think this should be inculcated as early as enough, so that the kid can know that I can talk to somebody. And when I talk of therapy, you don't have to go to a specialist. Kwa sababu, I'm pretty sure nikimwambia gona sasa hivi nataka kuenda kumwona mtu, like uongee naye kuhusu shida zako, specialist akusikilize tu. Nashuku kama naweza. Okay, that was on a lighter note. But I would say this is life, and we need somebody to talk to about certain things. And if you know that the kid is close to the uncle, if you know that the kid is close to the auntie, let them be free with them. Let them talk about what they have. Kwa sababu mi nishaona mtoto ni certain age. But you find out that I wouldn't tell my parents some things, for example, but I would go to tell my aunt, but yule sister yako lakini siwezi mwongelesha kuhusu hizi. And I would say that literally. Yule sister yako siwezi mwambia kuhusu hizi. Lakini wewe najua naweza kuongelesha, maana najua utasema kwingine. If you tell your parents something, believe you me, let me say that. Unaweza ikuta kwa babako amesikia, sister yako amesikia, na umetumika kama mfano vile.
Parents do that
thing.
Wale tumeka kama mfano sana.
Nimefika home and then hao wadogo zangu wananiambia, by the way, mama alisema 1 2 3 but right now you don't appear what she tells us. Damn mom,
imefika.
What happens? Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
So I would say the parents are free to also let them mingle out, because in the process of mingling out, it's a modern way. Kids are exposed, yes. So now patia ile chance ya you literally tell them, I'm giving you this chance, but I want you to be responsible. So they would know I am free, yes, but there are expectations. Kwa sababu ukipewa hiyo, like you'll go out, but you'll find yourself coming back because you know you need another chance. But our parents, do they do that? So anataka kumkazia, like, don't do this, don't go there, it starts from mtoto akiwa mdogo, usishike hiyo, usicheze mchanga. But what happens then? This kid growing free and anakuwa mwoga yani. Azifanya vitu vingine, and you know that is how low self-esteem starts.
Oh yeah.
And how often do the parents actually give these kids good words that they need to hear instead of hearing them outside? Because it builds them also, and that is the part of empowerment that I do. In that mtu anakuambia mimi sidhani kama naweza fanya hiyo, ukijangalia hivi, I would ask you, do you think there is somebody else like you? There is nobody like you. You're the only person in the room, and nobody else matters. And that's why you should know who you are, so that anybody who thinks that you're something else should literally stay with their mentality, because you know what you bring to the table.
Okay. So during this holiday season,
yes,
how should the kids be engaged?
There are a lot of things to be done.
Tell us.
A lot. There are programs running right now. I know of there is a Aga Khan Foundation programs that sometimes take place, and there is a tour. A tour is an organization which deals with the sponsoring of the kids, taking them to schools, especially those from needy backgrounds.
Yeah.
So they have they were sourcing for mentors or people who should facilitate the youth, especially those in secondary, because this is the age where a kid is the kid diverts from whatever they want to do, because adole meshika. So there are programs running, like kama ni hizo mentorship programs ziko. And I've also seen churches, like in my church, for example, we are coming up with a program for the kids to actually keep them in church and having fun in church. So that way they still mingle. And in the same scenario, in church scenario, you find out that we allow these kids to at least come to church to sing their own songs. Kwa sababu naona saizi, yes, kuna hizo za anguka nayo ndio, but there is that version of gospel one.
Yes.
And watu wenye wameweza kuimba na vitabu, literally, let me say for example ACK, inakuta ama Catholic. You see that having other version of songs is something so huge to them. But the church should allow the kids to, the youth especially, to engage in these things, because ukiwacha wafanye kule nje itakuwa lose youth.
Yeah.
And that is what is happening in most churches, kwa sababu they're so straight with the books, and these kids are past that, these youths are past that. So they should be open to these ideas. They should also have for them the programs in church if they want them to move forward. And we also have the holiday camps. And with the holiday camps, we find out that this they get to have people just fun, having fun within people of the same age. And you see, they are talked to concerning all the topics that relates to them.
Yeah.
And now they either learn or somebody picks up something which is not good. But you see, if they went there with the right mentality from starting from home and bringing them right there, then they literally will be engaged and they'll be in a good position. Not leaving the sports part I know of tournaments going on. So unakuta afternoon hours the kids are engaged in the field because they are coaches. Like I know literally about Makupa. It's a sports wanadina basketball. So we have tournaments going on every weekend, even within the weekdays.
Yeah.
Given that the league ya basketball imeisha, so unakuta sasa hivi the kids are supposed to be in their teams and also building themselves up. And this is a holiday. It's the best time to train the kids in any other sport or any other docket that they need to be in, so that they can at least pick that one skill or two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Niko na swali hapa, sijui litakaaje. I have a son mwenye ako 18, of course anafanya exam kwa shule. So amekuja nyumbani for the period of these 2 months.
Yes.
Of course continuation. So is it right nikiamua sasa huyu mtoto natoka naye tuseme usiku 1 or 2 mara 3 mara 4 unaenda naye huko nje mazingira hayo uende ukamwonyesha that this is life, but at the same time unamwambia huku watu wanakujaga na hizi vitu zinafanywa na hii haifanywi. Is that right kutoka na mtoto at that age?
18 years is a grown person.
Yeah.
I would say that. And I want to say that it is right if you guys had a better relationship before. And it is not right if you guys did not have a better relationship before. Kwa sababu if you had a better relationship, then this is a bonding moment. You take them literally vile ambavyo baba anachukua mtoto. If the dad has been playing tennis, then anampeleka where the pals are, so that now you're grown, come and meet the members of the circle.
Yes.
So you can do this because I know you have the brains. So umempeleka pale, the kid has never been out with you before. In this scenario, for example, if you've been bonding with this kid, anajua my dad means well and he is showing me the right way, that I can go out, but I don't need to do everything that people do when they go out. But ikiwa hujawahi mpeleka kisha unampeleka, this kid will look for somebody who is close to what they're looking for in you, because you've never been there. Why are you taking me out for the first time? I would like, what is his intentions? So it depends.
But how does he start to bond?
Childhood.
What if he wasn't there? You know, because we do have parents who show up when the kid is grown. We were just talking about absentee parents before you got here as well. We have people who sire kids, but they don't see these kids until maybe after when the kid is 16, 15, 18. So for somebody who's thinking, okay, I'm going to meet this kid for the first time, where does he or she start?
Being present, and that means the mom has been, if they are able to meet and actually create this bond, that means the mom has been doing some work. And unakuta, it all starts to be sour when the previous information that was given was not right about the dad. So if the parent, one of the parent present has been giving the right information and saying exactly what happened between them, if the children are of age, then these kids can make their own decisions and decide that this is what I want to do, and this is how we're going to do them. And if you are truly in need of having a conversation with this kid or bonding with them, then they'll get back on track.
Yeah.
And they literally know that these are humans, my parents are human, and things happen. And they should be told that in a world of today, it's not like before, where people would stick together because they have to be there for you. So mental health is very important, and also they have to know that everyone else is a human being just like they are. And those who are affected at some point are usually the kids, yes. But you find out that if we say that there'll not be any bond between them, then it has to start somewhere.
It has to start somewhere.